My ambitious and responsible Capricorn friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. In Capricorn, there's a subtle ache in your chest this week, a kind of tension that sits quietly beneath your steady exterior. You may find yourself holding back words, carrying thoughts that you're not quite ready to voice. Perhaps it's a sense that something important is slipping by unnoticed, or maybe it's the suspicion that those around you don't see the real effort you're making. You're no stranger to carrying responsibility. Yet lately, the weight feels just slightly off balance, as if you're quietly calculating what is safe to reveal and what needs to stay hidden. It's not about deception. It's about self-protection, about keeping a part of your world behind a closed door until you're sure it's safe. This week, you might sense a friction between your desire for transparency and your instinct to guard your heart. You're keenly aware of the stakes at play and the need to navigate carefully. The world expects you to be unshakable, but there's a restlessness that keeps you just a step removed from full ease. If there's an urge to withdraw, it's not about giving up. It's about making sense of what's unfolding inside you, making sure your next move is truly your own. The 7 of Swords colors your inner landscape now. There's a sense that you're moving through familiar spaces while secretly carrying a question no one else quite knows about. You might notice yourself scanning the faces of those around you, weighing their words for hidden meaning, or looking for signs that they are as invested as you are. It's not mistrust so much as carefulness. Your heart, always measured, seems to beat a little more quietly this week. You're alert to the possibility that not everything is as it seems. This can make you reserved in conversations, or even a bit elusive when someone asks what's really on your mind. It's possible you're maneuvering through a situation that demands subtlety. There's a need to protect your progress, to hold your cards close, and to avoid being too exposed while the stakes feel unclear. You want to act with integrity, but you also know that not every detail is meant for open discussion. This awareness can make you second-guess your instincts at times, wondering whether you're being shrewd or simply avoiding discomfort. You might feel the urge to sidestep confrontation, choosing instead to quietly adjust your plans behind the scenes. There's a private resolve guiding you, one that values patience, caution, and a little bit of strategic thinking. It's a week for moving carefully, even if that means sitting with uncertainty for a while. You're not afraid of the shadows, you just want to be sure you're reading the room right before you step into the light. Beneath it all, there's a longing for clarity, for a sign that you can trust both your environment and your own responses. Until then, you keep things close, trusting your judgment, even if it means feeling a little alone in your decision-making. This inner landscape inevitably shapes the way the week unfolds. When you're carrying so much beneath the surface, every conversation and every choice feels layered. The guardedness you feel isn't without reason. It influences the opportunities you recognize and the ones you quietly pass over. The need for caution, for weighing every move, creates a kind of friction with the world around you. Things may move a bit slower, but each step is deliberate, each decision carefully considered. What you hold back now shapes the path ahead, opening some doors while keeping others firmly closed. Your surroundings respond to your inner stance, and the 7 of Pentacles emerges on your path. The days ahead are marked by a sense of waiting, of watching and measuring the results of your earlier efforts. There's momentum here, but it's not a sprint. It's more like standing in a field you've cultivated, scanning the horizon for signs of growth. You may notice a tension between your desire to see results and the reality that some things just can't be rushed. Circumstances may press you to evaluate what's really working and what's simply draining your energy. There could be moments when you feel the pressure to justify your choices, to prove, to yourself or to others, that your efforts are worthwhile. This can create a subtle undertow of frustration. You might find yourself questioning whether the investments you've made, emotional or practical, are truly paying off. It's a week of checking in with yourself, quietly assessing the returns on your patience and your willingness to move behind the scenes. There's friction, too, in the form of external expectations. Maybe someone is waiting for you to deliver, or perhaps your own standards are pushing you to measure up against a timeline that feels unyielding. The world may seem to be watching, even if only silently, asking what you have to show for your work. This can feel like pressure, but it's also a chance to ground yourself in what you know to be true. You're not in a race with anyone. The choices you make now are shaped by how much you value your own process over the need for immediate recognition. There's a quiet wisdom in pausing, in letting things ripen at their own pace. Even as you navigate these external pressures, the real test is staying attuned to what feels right for you, not just what's expected. The path is neither easy nor straightforward, but it's undeniably yours. The movement from guardedness to patience is a journey that asks for conscious attention. The tension between wanting clarity and needing time to process is not resolved by simply waiting. It's shaped by how you engage with the uncertainty, how you hold yourself through the days when answers are slow to arrive. Your potential doesn't unfold automatically. It waits for you to show up, fully present with both your doubts and your determination. The possibility of growth is born from the willingness to be honest with yourself, even when the world is asking for results. What you choose to notice, question, or accept this week will shape what becomes possible next. And so, the Knight of Pentacles appears as your potential. Here, growth isn't a sudden leap, but a steady, grounded progression. This energy invites you to bring all your carefulness and patience into a form that feels reliable, tangible, and real. There's no grand fanfare, no dramatic breakthrough. Instead, there's a quiet satisfaction in tending to what matters, in building trust with yourself through small, consistent actions. This is the kind of week where strength is found in the details, in your ability to keep showing up for your commitments, even when no one's watching. You may notice that as you meet each day with steadiness, the tension that once pulled you inward begins to soften. The path becomes clearer, not because the world changes, but because you've allowed yourself to grow roots in the places that matter most. There's an invitation here, to let your diligence be its own reward, to let your integrity shape what you choose to build. Progress may feel slow, and the recognition you crave may not arrive all at once, but what you're creating is lasting. Each small effort is a quiet affirmation that you can trust yourself to see things through, no matter how uncertain the beginning felt. This is not about proving anything to anyone. It's about honoring the process, letting your actions reflect your true priorities, and finding calm in the rhythm of steady, thoughtful movement forward. Looking back over the week, it becomes clear how these three energies weave together in your experience. The initial guardedness, that urge to keep things close, was never about hiding. It was about discernment, about knowing when to speak and when to hold your silence. The careful patience that followed, marked by moments of waiting and doubt, was a natural response to the world's demands and your own high standards. Through it all, the possibility for grounded progress was present, asking only that you meet each moment as it comes, without rushing or forcing outcomes. By the week's end, you may find that the tension has eased, not because everything is resolved, but because you've given yourself permission to move at your own pace. There's a gentle reassurance in knowing that you can honor both your need for privacy and your desire for growth. The path was never about racing ahead or outmaneuvering others. It was about learning to trust the steady, persistent part of you that quietly moves things forward, one day at a time. In this, there's a sense of wholeness, as if the different parts of your experience have finally found their rhythm. You can breathe a little easier, knowing that even the most private struggles have a purpose, and that every step you take, no matter how small, matters. Actionable insights for Capricorn this week. Let your thoughts settle before sharing what matters most. Notice which small routines help you feel anchored today. Give yourself permission to pause and check in with how you really feel. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I notice what is true for me now. I honor my own pace and process. With each step, I trust myself more. I am steady, capable, and enough. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.